All right, my friends, welcome back to the Baddy Charity League. I'm AJS Zero here again with Mr. 30 Caliber himself. We've got you winners finals of the league tournament here. Don't Call Me Shirley on the blue side going up against Bongs for Tots on the red side. Both these teams coming off a win. All the games, I would say it has been sketchy League of Legends so far. I don't think any team is feeling particularly comfortable about where they're at.
No, I would certainly agree. It seems like a lot of people are warming up, getting back into the swing of things. But some close games, nonetheless. I mean, it sure is entertaining to watch.
Yes. The entertainment factor has been high, which is what you can hope for. And I think you're going to see. I think each of these games are going to look pretty dramatically different. As this is a very rapidly evolving ban phase. Those first few games you play with a new team, you learn the most about what you want to do in draft, and your opponents are also gaining that information. So I expect to see some different things already. We're seeing a couple of different bans coming out here. Some of the picks that have been played earlier today. And Don't Call Me Shirley, got to keep that emphasis on the Heimerdinger that did approximately 1 million damage to champions in the victory earlier for Bestus in the bot lane.
Yeah, not a bad idea to first pick it here. Bestest one, incredible on the champion, like as you said in game one. But I don't even know if they any of the enemies 1 through 5 even play Heimerdinger support on this side, but it's still a great power pick nonetheless.
Absolutely. And sometimes just getting the powerful pick off the board worth everything. The other side is going to be Salvo picking up that Lucian again that he just played. One of his few kind of fallbacks when the Jinx is there, and they're going to just go Lucian Nami. They were on the bus ride last game, the bus ride to victory. And if you know that you're not going to lose the game on those characters, and you've got players like the players they have as teammates, might as well just pick it again.
Yeah, I mean it's the Lucian Nami bot hasn't really ever gone out of style. I feel like it's always been a thing, always will be a thing. But Mahatma Grande, is that it?
Mahatma Grande.
Yeah, Nami just in herself has a lot of nice bailout tools with the wave and the bubble. So maybe expect another sort of safe laning phase here. Blue side, Don't Call Me Shirley. They answer with the Ashe again, so they get the Ashe Donger bot lane, and it's gonna be Sejuani either top or jungle. I've seen her play top nowadays, but what do you think where this one's going?
Yeah, I mean the Tonian. I think especially in BCL, a lot of people just end up picking for themselves. A lot of these teams come in with like a pick order decided for one reason or another. So I would lean towards this going top lane for Natonian, but I don't know what his top lane pool looks like too much. I just know he plays a lot of other tanks. I do see some Sejuani top in the match history, so we will see. And then Diana to round things out here. Obviously, Master Splinter was huge in the last game for his team. Not shocked to see him picking that back up.
Yeah, Bong for Tots, they're just gonna run back the same team comp. They have not been banned out from anything that they have played recently. Don't Call Me Shirley, yeah, obviously looking to ban some other powerful picks, Nocturne and Nivea Jinx, and they just came in with Victor as their fourth, so they don't want Thrifty Senpai on a great comfort pick like that, like Victor.
Yeah, not a surprise there. We got SBL Ziggs getting banned to round things out. Interesting ban. I don't think Wang would play Ziggs.
No,
I'm sure he can. We said earlier he's played like 69 champs this season. I'm sure he's played some Ziggs, but that's not the champ I think of when I think of Wang, and it is gonna be Zed. Wow. I was gonna make a joke with my team during draft, like, yeah, I think they have a lot of magic damage. They need to draft an AD for mid here, like probably the Yone or like, haha, I guess like Zed, and then they think Zed 2 seconds later.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess Bong for Tots, they are stopped from the run back. Gonna be a Darius pickup for top lane, obviously, for Tank Axe. Something that he plays in the past, right?
Yeah, I believe we saw a bit of that in the SPL.
SBL, yeah.
I don't have the receipts on that, so but I'm going off memory here. But I believe that was one of the things we saw him pick a bit. He's going to be going up against Natonian in the top lane, so like you have a very playable matchup. We saw Mick having some success early in laning phase in the last game, so I think if you maybe don't want to play the Darius into a stronger laner, but in this matchup, against tank top, have a chance to just go up there and carry. And we are going to get our first taste of New Deer here from Devout Milk,
I,
another very milky champ.
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I have not seen any gameplay of New Deer. um, I'm the portrait though, looking like a badass.
Yeah, he looks like he's a manly man, which that fits the aesthetic. Udyr is a manly man. So excited to see this out of Milk, see what he's got going.
Ooh, Thrifty, last pick there with the Ari, so another staple pick from him. Going up against my wing's Tristana mid. Now I know way back in the day there might have been some like cheesy AP builds, but I assume this is like an AD focused build.
Yeah, I believe so. Especially you've already got Dinger on your team to bring some huge magic damage, like we saw. Sejuani and Udyr are going to add a moderate amount of it as well. I think just going for something that can jump away from a lot of ganks here, jump away from engage, keep turret pressure up. I think that could serve you very well in this matchup. The one thing to watch for Tristana, naturally going to be pushing because of the AoE on last hits. So you got to make sure you're not like pushing yourself into awkward positions where it's an easy gank for Diana, but Diana not a super strong ganker. So I think this pick should work just fine in the mid lane for Wang.
Yes, certainly. And yeah, Milk on the Udyr, like you said, so not on Zac with that long range engage, but they do have obviously hook resets on the Ashe. The Crystal Arrows last in game one, obviously sort of a game defining team fight there into the Soul and then into the Baron. But they have the Sejuani at the top lane, so they still have a good amount of engage. Meanwhile, on the red side, Bonk for Tots, not a ton of good engage per se. This is really more like a pick comp, if anything.
Yeah, so very. I mean, in theory, not that far away from what they were just running. I think
Hmm.
it'll probably work just fine. Obviously, you've got three of the same picks and some very comfortable picks for the other two players.
Yeah.
But while we have a slight lull in the action here as we wait out the spectator delay, do want to give a couple of shout outs real quick. Cruise Master with another $40, $5 per albino Joe death. Joey with the 8 deaths last game. Mitch with the $70, donating for my deaths, donating for other good things I think my team did. I don't remember. As well as Dub Drum near the start of that game, $50, putting something sweet in there. Fuck you, Dub Drum. That's going to bring us through $3,280, just a couple $100 away from our BCL 2020 total that we're trying to match next. And we still got a lot of League of Legends to play. So I know what you're all thinking. I'm lazy. I don't got my hands on the mouse and keyboard right now. I'm here to watch esports. Well, you've got 60 whole Secarindos right now that you could be hitting that escape key out of full screen. You could scroll down all of 2 inches, see our little donation widget, or here, I could even help you out. Exclamation mark donate in the chat because the kids are poggers. You go to that bit.ly Swain BCL 2022. Open up your wallets. You have credit cards. It doesn't matter if you don't have money in the bank now. You will next time you get paid. Spend that money in advance. Be the change you want those kids to see in the world. Let's see if we can keep cranking that number up.
Hell yeah.
Because here in the Swain community, we love cranking it.
We do.
Going to debt for the kids.
No better way. Alright, looks like I got the updated overlay here. Alright, well what do you think? This is the winners final, so this is whoever wins gets to the grand finals if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Who do you got winning this one?
From what we saw so far, I really do like how Don't Call Me Shirley was playing. Um, I think they've got some picks here that'll help kind of not fall victim to the things that Bongs for Tots wants to do. The big thing I want to watch here is Natonian in that top lane. He had a few moments early in the last game that were really close to going horribly wrong, but instead he made it out alive. I think if he had been a little less lucky in game one, it would have been a dramatically different game. And I'm curious if Master Splinter is just going to camp the shit out of top.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that is probably the key to success. If he is gonna gank a lane, that would be the one that he'd probably want to focus on. All
And
right.
again, remember, we got Control, Shift, Z, mouse wheel here. The
So
beauty of
good.
spectating in 2022. Imagine if the old SPL had some of this shit. You know, despite the old SPL having a few less features, it did ultimately have a better working spectate, so I guess I...
Yeah, what? You're right. There was definitely not as many bugs in the spectator.
Oh, absolutely not. It's unreal. Real quick, to make sure we are synced up, I am at 53, 54, 55 and counting.
7, 8, 9, 1.
Perfect. We are synced up, my friends. Here to bring everyone some bad League of Legends as we got two teams more or less fanning out here. Heimerdinger trying to cheese the bush and bot lane, see if he can catch Salvo and Grande pushing up. For anyone uncertain what Mahatma Grande means, think Mahatma Gandhi crossed with Ariana Grande. That's how you get to this name. I know I've heard some confusion about what it's supposed to be. Is like, did you go to Starbucks and order a Mahatma Grande sized? No, nope. And we're in.
Yeah, no leash for Melk, it looks like, starting on the blue. Maybe he doesn't need it, maybe he's just going to be power farming, maybe early levels here. Mesh
Yeah,
Splinter
so
got to start on his blue.
You know, don't actually know exactly what the new Udyr does. I mean, I know he's thematically, you know, they changed what the spirits are, but I think he's still a fairly similar character in terms of pressing the button, changing the stances. Probably, from what I understand, like gameplay trajectory is still very similar. So you're going to expect him to kind of probably do a full clear into one of the crabs. So I'm curious. I think Diana usually comes through a little healthier, at least than old Udyr did. So it makes sense that these are going to be pathing away from each other. And Wang jumps right into a charm there. Still gets a win on the trade here. There's just a lot of aggressive trading here early.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little early. Tank X had Ghost, not a Flash. So you did not need to flash early there. You didn't have to try to break the flash. That's just a big summoner burn by Newtonian. And unlike the other junglers in the tournament, doesn't Master Splinter on the other side, pathing towards top lane, and now he knows that flash is not there.
Yeah, that he's licking his lips right now. That is a prime gank opportunity. And yeah, already, I mean, the wave's going to push into him, so hopefully he can pick some CS up here at his tower for Newtonian, but not a good way to start it.
Absolutely not.
Ooh, a little pull in. Tank Axe, yeah, gonna dodge from the Q, but Tank Axe putting the pressure on.
One thing to watch out for, Splinter could potentially look for a dive if he's feeling like it. This wave's probably thinning out a little too much, actually. It might have just quite not worked out on the timing, but Splinter might do this crab and then look for top lane. Remember, that is a ward there for Tank Axe, not for Newtonian.
Oh,
Splinter's gonna barely even be needed here. That actually, that trade may have just saved Chai. Oh no, Chai, don't stay.
Oh yeah, he's channeling the recall. I think, yeah, making the smart move here. He just has to recall, burn the TP early. But Tank Axe gonna get some gold plays here.
Yeah, but Wang getting ganked on, and this is the power of that Tristana. Just jump away. I actually don't even think he can already jump there. But Tim goes for the flash charm, nowhere near Wang. Ignites ticking both directions. These guys are gonna both walk out with super low health, and Wang really wants to greed for this. Meanwhile, Udyr is walking towards.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that charm lands. That's a dead Wang, without a doubt. But still decides to burn the ignite. Wang defensive ignite back. Any summoners spells? Well, Splinter still has the flash, so overall probably no. I don't know. Ignite Flashborn for 30 Senpai. No, this is Wang taking a lead here in the mid, right?
Yeah, I would call that a win. The one summoner spell still available. I mean, if you're eating pressure from Thrifty and Splinter, like, and not dying, that's always a win in my book.
Resets and best this one on the Ashe and Heimerdinger pushing in as they are expected to. They're going to pick up maybe a second plate there, maybe not.
Yeah, one thing you'll see different than the last game, Tree was on that Leona, so Bestis and Hook had to have some respect for what was going on in the lane, because if they like stepped up too much, like Tree was going to engage and they could potentially take damage. Here, this is absolutely free to push at will territory. All they got to do is dodge a bubble. And you can see they're 5.5 minutes in. They just got their second plate already. So much damage being done to this tower. There's no mana for Salvo and Mahatma. They're fortunately they're CSing well, so they are catching all the CS, but still that 2 plates so early is huge. But we might have some action here in the top lane. A Splinter just now walking over ward, but Newtonian is not reacting. He is not watching his mini-map. You had it warded and it was all for naught. Now Newtonian, no flash available. Got a long way to get out of this one. It's not going to happen. First blood for Master Splinter.
Yeah, nicely done. Newtonian, how close is he to level 6? It looks like he was playing aggressively, maybe trying to get 6 to get just a 1v1 tank axe, but good presence from Splinter, and he's going to get the first blood of the game.
And Wang playing with no fear here in the mid lane, trading pretty aggressively into this Ahri. I like it. That's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Tristana has a lot of burst on her kit if you actually use her moves aggressively. Now we do see Milk setting up for a tower dive potentially here. They'll have to execute this very well. They're really taking their time here.
Yeah, they gotta wait for the next wave. Oh, there's the ward from Mahatma Grande, so that's gonna be scoped out.
Yeah, one thing to note, 2 plates taken in the top lane off of Chai's tower there. I'm not sure if Tankax got one or if Splinter actually just got both of those. But if you look at gold, Splinter's now up 800-ish gold on Milk. So I think Splinter might have actually just got both of those power plates.
Yeah,
so that is
most
going
gold
to
in
be
the
a
game.
big Diana.
Yeah. Just the way Splinter wrote it up.
I mean, Splinter essentially is the gold lead this game.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, Dragon is started by Don't Call Me Shirley here. Thrifty walking down. Wang's gonna catch the charm on the walk back. The ignites are coming out, and there's the explosion from Jasana.
That is that's awkward. That is Thrifty going, oh, I got the CC, I got the pick, and Wang just right clicks him and kills him instead.
Yeah, I wonder.
And that's the second time now, just like the flash in earlier, where Wang turned. And I'm surprised that Tim is being so caught off guard by miscalculating this damage from Tristana. Thrifty is like the iconic mid lane Tristana player in the SPL. This is a pick he's very familiar with.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Tank Axe. Yep, ooh, there's the dunk, the solo kill in the top lane.
Massive kill too, because that's 2 waves he's sacking under his tower here. So that's EXP and gold Chai's not getting. That's going to be a 3rd turret plate tank in here. And that is a massive gold lead in the top lane. Already 1,300 gold up as Tank Axe. 32 to 61 on the CS. Put up whatever advanced metric you want. They all say this is a disaster for Chai right now.
It is, yeah. He's gonna have to go into the lose gracefully mode at this point on the tank top laner. There's really nothing he can do. He cannot push out any further. Splinter probably just gonna keep coming back up there and picking up those free kills and going for that top lane tower. Okay, here we go. Bong for Tots moving towards the top side. Yeah, maybe they're looking for the 3v1 tower dive. Maybe not. Maybe just setting up some vision.
Yeah, they can at least just set up for Rift Herald. They can get a lot of easy plays here. I like if you can start denying food. I mean, this is true like both directions of this jungle matchup. If you can start denying camps from the other jungler, it starts going really badly for them. And I like this. They're clearing out a full side of the jungle here. Milk is going to see some stuff with the sweeper, but he's got to be careful. Oh, scary stuff here. Finding out what he walks into. He could lose his life, but he's pathing towards safety. The safety of the Wang.
Yeah, Wang's pushed all the way at the tower. He's just autoing. They'd probably get another gold plate here soon. But bot lane, the engage comes in. The wave from Grande. The damage back onto him from the turrets. The ulted turret, no less. And it's going to be a kill in the bot lane for Don't Call Me Shirley. Meanwhile, Melk's going to finally base check Bong Vertats here, and he's going to get pulled back in, and he's not going to be able to get away. Another kill for Tank Axe.
Yeah, this is it's still early. It's only 1,000 gold in 10 minutes here, but this, the momentum, it feels like this could be Bong Vertats running away from this one. There is so much pressure on Quick Resets and Bestas. They need to be the carries in this game because, well, I mean, Wang's doing good too. I don't know. This is a weird game, man.
Yeah. Mid and bot, that's where Don't Call Me Shirley needs to start putting all the faith. Meanwhile, top side of the map is completely opposite for Bong for Tots. They have a very strong hold on this top side, and it's going to be another scuffle here. Wang's going to jump over the wall here. Going to get charmed. The damage is there. There's the ult, and it's going to be another kill for Wang.
Yeah, real cool guys. Cool guys don't look at explosions moment, ulting Tim away, knowing that Thrifty was going to pop like an overfilled balloon there.
Herald.
That's big. We were just saying, like, somebody needs to start getting the kills to match up here. Oh my god, that bot tower's almost down already. They're gonna find the bot lane. And the big thing there, that stops that stops Bong for Tots from doing the Rift Herald, which would have really let them unlock that top side of the map.
Yeah. Yeah, easy charge into the top lane, and they maybe just would have kept going. Meanwhile, Melk's at the bottom lane here. Bong for Tots bot lane, they don't know yet, but they might be sniffing it out. Yeah, Melk's gonna go back to farming here. Push in from Hooker says invest this one again. Probably just gonna pick up that tower and then switch lanes here.
Yeah, that would be the smart play. You'd flip over to top lane, start slowing down the Darius, let Chai go get some easier farm elsewhere, hopefully.
Thrifty cutting down. He's gonna beat Melk here in this dry bush, but the tower is desperately low. Melk, CC, I mean, there's the stun, there's the arrow with the flash.
Oh.
Gonna survive it. The wave, though, gonna pick up some people on the backside. He goes back in. Can any of this damage land? And Grand is gonna pick up the kill action. The hook resets. Bong for Tots maybe have to run here. Wang is now in the mix. And they're just gonna take their one kill and back off.
Yeah, that fight really on a razor's edge there with the fight wanting to turn into more kills, but not quite happening. But Splinter is here in bot lane to maybe go for a round 2 here. He has a lot of ways to get forward. Hex fit, belt in, Milk. Got a long way to go. He's gonna pull a flash on a Splinter. There's not anywhere near enough CC there. Milk gonna walk his bare ass out.
Yeah, I think Splinter messed up. Maybe can you buffer the Diana pull? It seems
Yeah,
like,
I'm wondering if that's what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they venture over to the dragon. I mean, really only 3 can contest it for Don't Call Me Shirley, but I don't think they're even gonna try. But actually, Wang's gonna jump in. He sees the opportunity. He's going for Thrifty. Does he have the ult? And he doesn't. The bomb nearly kills him though. Single digit HP. The red team's gonna pick it up. Splinter's gonna pick up that dragon for Bong for Tots. Milk's behind them, but he's gonna die. Maybe not.
No.
Ah!
Trying to bait Splinter.
I don't know how Nudir works, but he got shields and he ran away.
And everything there looks cool and calculated. Everyone walks out with their lives. This game is still close and competitive.
Alright, well, what do we got? The Herald was picked up by Bong for Tots. Looks like Splinter has that in pocket.
1-1 on the Dragons.
Where do they use that, though? Probably top again, as we were saying earlier, but maybe there'll be an opportunity somewhere else.
Yeah, they didn't find a chance to get a play with it in time to get plates, which is the big thing. So now you can kind of just use it wherever you have pressure, but we're about 2/3 of the way through it, so you gotta make that decision soon.
Oh man, this turret's gone. Yeah, Bong shot. They gotta run away. There's no keeping that one alive.
Now, see, there's a lot of creative ways they can use that pressure. And Tankax, though, does at the same time get the tower and top lane. So this is a very fast-paced game here. As we do see Milk maybe about to find Mr. Darius. And Sejuani ult over the wall. Tankax is going to get the blue buff here. And he's actually putting down some good damage. Milk has to be very afraid of this. And Milk, no fear on Tankax, nearly gets the Udyr. Put some damage onto Chai, but everyone's still walking out of this one. But that's still more pressure for this Darius.
Oh, yep, that's one. Gonna get the nade. A ton of damage on the Grande, but Splinter is there for the safety, and there's gonna be the kill on the fastest one. 30. He's gonna have to jump out too. Wang is here. He is so deadly on this Tristana right now.
Yeah, there we go. This might finally be the charm that's going to kill Wang. He gets a defensive ball, but it does nothing for him, and that is a first kill of the game for Thrifty. Rift Herald being dropped in mid.
Ooh. This is huge. I mean, don't call me sure, they're scrambling. They're going to come to the defense of the tier 2. There's 4 and a Herald here in mid lane for Bonk for Tots. Can they get the charge?
I'm pretty sure they can. This is so hard to defend. Yeah, no defense possible. That's the charm almost hits the tail.
Alright, Bong for Tots really converting something there. That's taking a gold lead here, nearly basically 3K, yeah.
Yeah, this feels like we're one fight away from this game blowing completely wide open for Bong for Tots. Don't Call Me Shirley needs to find something big to start stalling this game out. All right, so 30, you're in this game. You are the support Heimerdinger on the losing team currently. What are you trying to get your team to start doing here to get a foothold back in this game? What's the plan, 30?
I see. I don't know how to play Heimerdinger support, but I assume you want to set up turrets and you want to control. It's kind of like what we saw in game 1. They got to the rivers early for the dragons. I mean, they were able to pick up the 4 dragons themselves. I feel like if you let the team walk into all your turrets set up, it's gonna be a bad time for the enemy team. And I mean, Best is One, he has been around in this area, this river, after the laning phase, the whole time. He's just clearing wards, setting wards, and he's keeping this mid bush totally on lock. Looks like they're going for mid tower here for Don't Call Me Shirley.
A lot of members with Bong for Tots here to contend. Air coming out, gonna hit Mahatma, and now Wang gonna jump right into a charge. This is looking like 1-for-1 territory. Mahatma flashing, but still going to lose his life, and everyone else walking out. A pick to maybe get something going here.
Yeah, no wave for any disengage or engages, and they are 5 strong here in the mid. Maybe looking at what is coming up. Is this Baron? Yeah, I don't. Or is this another Herald? This is another Herald. Yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, I guess they're gonna go for the Herald then.
Yeah, maybe they can use this to get something going on the map, but this is a potential dragon trade. I mean, this is a good trade, actually, if this goes how it looks like it's going to for Bong for Tots. They're going to get second dragon, most likely. They definitely get bot tier 1. And now we see Nestus and Wang, the 280 carry, 80 carry and Dinger, going to maybe go try to trade top. Just really accelerating game pace, a lot going on.
Yeah, there's the on the way pings the top for the blue side. They just picked up the Herald. They're going to activate it.
I like that. Force some pressure up here, see if you can get 2 charges.
Oh.
And they might even try to just burn this and use it on tier 2. Yeah, because they know they have their This one. Got maybe set up the trap here. Nice damage onto Mahatma.
Yeah, they're going to keep going. I think you're right. Maybe they are just pulling people here. 4v3 now. They're not going to do the Herald. Hook resets. And he hasn't blown the flash yet. There's the exhaust on Splinter. Turns around. Splinter has to stopwatch a little early.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big that they pulled the stopwatch off. Remember, if you guys haven't played in a while, stopwatch more expensive than it used to be. I think they had like 100 or 150 on the cost of stopwatch. It was the patch before Worlds because the metagame kind of sucks when everyone had a stopwatch all the time every game. And if you watch a bunch of Worlds, you probably notice a little less stopwatching. What I'm saying, they're a bit of an investment. And that is no longer available for Master Splinter. Now, Rift Herald unlocks tier 1. That's the biggest tower on the map. A lot of games, they get the charge on the T2. So, good job stabilizing things a little bit here for Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yeah, still a slight gold difference there. Flash or flash. Charm not connecting, but Hook resets now without a flash, without an exhaust as well. So a very vulnerable Ashe in the next encounter. Does Ashe have flash? No.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. That's why I always say, I don't think so. Remove culpability there. I don't know. Maybe.
Why play fighting games now? You don't have to worry about stuff like this.
True. Tracking the spells. Oh, the ping's on the Baron. Okay, Vision's being laid down. But Tankax, he's nicely down. Oh, and the Wang flash in. There's the Sejuani ult. Salvo's gonna use the cleanse to get away. And he does survive. Wang's gonna die on the side there. Thrifty coming in for the assassination. So maybe a little bit of an overstep there from Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yeah, that was absolutely horrific out of Wang. I don't know what the thought process was there. You're Tristana. You're never flashing in a situation like that for any good reason. Just completely seeing red there. And that's big. Just, you know, they've been stabilizing for a bit here, but that's going to blow a lot of pressure. Tankax nearly taking this tier 2 in bot lane.
Tankax 179 CS, 201 Triforce, and Natonian's gonna try to match him down here. Gonna be tough. This turret is effectively dead. And maybe Natonian's effectively dead as well. Oh, but he's gonna get some support. Wang is coming over. Hook resets is coming down. No arrow yet, but Wang's gonna get the bomb. Ghost burn from Tankax, but yeah, he'll get out safely.
Do we see a lot of pings on the red team coming towards this Baron, though, because 2 members showing in the bot lane. They might go try to start this Baron up. I think they're just starting this to bait a fight.
Yep.
If they do it.
Classic push pull here.
Remember, Natonian, no teleport. Tankax, yes, teleport. Arrow's actually going to go to check it, so now they know it's not being done.
Oh, Wang's coming right back down. Tankax doesn't have the ghost anymore. There's the jump in. Natonian's going to get the stun. Tons of CC, tons of slow. Natonian's gonna flash just for safety. Don't even know if he had the stacks on him, but why not? They do get the kill on Tankax though. 5v4.
That does turn into the Baron here. Now, Enchanted Crystal Arrow is used to face check or to vision check earlier, but it looks like this is, you know, it's only 22 minutes. This is going a little too slow, doing a little too much damage. This is not safe enough. They're gonna call it off. Don't want to Baron throw a game that they have a lot of things going well in.
Yeah, Don't Call Me Shirley inching the gold lead a little bit closer here, and now only down by basically 1,000. Mountain Dragon coming up, and both teams looking for it. Blue side setting up the vision early. Turrets are in that little bush there in that corridor, or at least one. Here we go. Pink wards are down.
18 seconds and counting here, Wang.
Will he get back in time at 12 seconds? Yeah, he should be back in time, actually.
Well, a little late. And Hawk's going to see him. I was going to say, he's betting that they won't know. But the Hawk should see him.
Oh.
On the flank, a little bit of a face check from Splinter and Tankax, feeling pretty big, and it's looking like they have a good reason to, because they stalled us out. The stopwatch from Splinter buys so much time, and now it's 0 for 2 already. Milk trying to find anything, but he is in the middle of an entire enemy team. Meanwhile, 50 going in, going to get the bot lane himself, nearly, but not quite. Ignite's going to finish the job. Now 50 goes down to a reset from Tankax. 1 for 4. 50 loses his life to Ignite there, but everyone except for Milk is that Milk, no flash here, not near the blast cone. That is going to be sole points for Bongs for Tots.
Yeah, nicely done there. I mean, surely I think they were feeling safer than they were in that river, but Bong for Tots, they closed the distance and get into melee range for this Darius and for this Diana, and it was just a ton of damage coming in early. Not enough kiting. Wang, I think, exploded way too early in the fight, obviously, for being a ranged carry on his team, and yeah, a nice fight from Bong for Tots.
Back up to just a hair over 3k gold lead for Bong for Tots here. How we doing on individual characters? Actually, Tankax is up so much gold that the rest of his team is actually behind the other team. But that will be evened out a little bit as 50 is going to not only get the kill, but he's going to force summoners from Cal.
Yeah, and the misclick arrow too goes way wide. Going west needs to go east, and Yeah, I mean, down the Ashe, down the Summoners. What can Bong for Tots do now?
Yeah, and I think that this is just keep playing for control river, control enemy jungle. Buy time till that Dragon Soul comes up. You have a Darius that can split push on anyone he wants. Keep that map pressure. Make them check into you and let your pick comp get the picks here.
Yep, Tank Axe with the TP, so he goes back into bottom lane looking to pick up that very, very low tier 2 Natonian. Will answer him, TP of his own. So yeah, it's a 4-1 on both sides.
Now Tank Axe, look at there is no health on this tower. Natonian wants to stop it. Bam, one hit, the plus 600 on Tank Axe. And now he shaves it down. That's such wild.
Yeah,
that's just such a scary. You think that's bad, Cow?
Yeah. Yeah, that CC from Sejuani needed to land, otherwise he gets another pull in on Darius, and that's a dead Sejuani. And yeah, I think Bong for Tots, they're still very okay with this. Actually, Tank Axe is gonna just walk up, maybe looking for the flank. Actually, Wang, yeah, they don't know. There's no tower there to defend them, but maybe he's just gonna walk into range. Wang's gonna jump in aggressively. He's gonna get pulled in. Arrow's gonna stun Tank Axe, and now Bong for Tots, they pull the trigger. They're going in. Melk's gonna tank everything from that Lucian ult. He's gonna be the first to die in this fight.
Yeah, they just completely underestimated how gigantic Tank Axe is. Level 15, sitting on 2.5 items already. They thought that was like free with the CC chain, and they got him down to like 45%, and that's going to turn into a Baron start here. Milk the Smite, not alive anymore, and I don't think there's a chance of a disrupt here.
Yep, no arrow, no potential steal. Sejuani's not there for over the wall ult, but Thrifty, he's gonna get jumped on, but he's just zoning. Even if he dies there, that's kind of like a whatever scenario. They're gonna pick up the Baron.
Yeah, absolutely worth. And now this Baron Siege, this is gonna be really hard. There's so many ways, like they could 1-3-1 this, they could 1-4, they can fucking Deathfall if they really want to. So I mean, Tank Axe, Splinter, and Thrifty can all be the one anywhere. Did the League clients also just pop up for you?
Yeah, this happened. I was watching the last game. Tree and Wang. Tree was streaming, and he said the same thing happened to him, and it just happened to me.
That's weird. It must be like a server side thing, because it happened to us at the same time. Like, I was like, oh, maybe somebody FF'd.
Oh, shit. I mean, I know, don't call me surely they're losing, but I mean, I'd play it out at the very least.
Yeah, man, if you FF a game at this stage, you get made fun of, and you deserve to get made fun of in this community.
Alright, what do we got? 45 seconds on another Mountain Dragon. It will be soul points, or soul, I should say, for Bong for Tots. Splinter? Yep, good. Just get the blast cone out early. Smart. And don't call me surely. Did they see an opportunity? They're going to walk through this unwarded jungle looking for the pick onto Thrifty.
Yeah, I like this. You got to be patient, though. Play this slow. Thrifty's going to want to check, but you got to make sure you play this smart when you get your chance. If he has the chance to react and ult out, and this one's going to get seen. He does bait out the charm.
Oh, arrow goes and not going to hit.
And the siege continues here. Top and bot both being crashed here already through about 40% of this top lane turn. We're about to crash a cannon in another wave.
Both TPs up for the top laners here, but it's just gonna be so tough. I mean, if they force Antonio to do his early tank access, this tower and more, potentially 2-level difference, huge gold difference. There's the tower. Antonio has to get the hell out of there now.
Yeah, Splinter's crashing, and they're going to Dragon here, which will just lose them their entire base here. Absolutely awful decision here.
Wait, Bong for Tots are going three people at the base.
They're gonna try to end it. Splinter, Salvo, Mahatma, or Splinter and Salvo are crashing.
Yeah.
This is a big wave with cannons. First tower down. offensive teleport coming in. Salvo going to get an ult off. Maybe not necessary there. Needs to keep autoing these towers, but now look how fast this tower falls. Wang in here for the heroic defense. Wang is not a hero. There's 2 towers down. Baron crashing. Salvo autoing. Everyone toying around with their food a little bit before they end this one, but that is going to be a GG.
Wow.
That means Bong for Tots dominates this game, and they're on to the grand finals.
Yeah, nicely done. I mean, that's kind of a clever shot call, but I mean, it's a great one. Obviously, they had nothing in the base to defend. Natonian could do nothing against any of them there. Nicely done.
Absolutely. Dominant statement win there. That's going to do it for this game, so stay tuned, guys. We'll be back soon. We've got our losers bracket gauntlet coming up next, so I think my people need me. I will see you all there.
Stay tuned.